Hey guys, Jinx here, and today I want to show you an easy way to beat the 5-star level 100 Darkrai Raid. This one can be really difficult without a completely coordinated team, so I highly recommend talking to your team, figuring out exactly what you're going to bring, and making sure you all have the exact right builds to ensure it runs smoothly. The nice thing about all of these Pokemon is Darkrai is so strong, he will just one-shot everything, so all we need to do is outspeed him, which we're going to be utilizing Tailwind for, and do as much damage as possible. Because of this, if you want to go budget on these builds, you actually can, surprisingly. I would just go 31 in your attack stat, and make sure you're in a plus attack nature. Even if it's a non-ideal plus attack nature, just make sure you're not minus speed. Personally, I built mine to be 25 plus in their HP defense and special defense, just in case they're useful in future raids. Now I can use them and they can actually take some hits from some other Pokemon. However, if you just want to do it for this raid and make sure you get it done for this event nice and cheap, you can definitely do that. The first thing you're going to need is 3 Primates and a Prankster Tailwind Pokemon like Murkrow or Cottony. Primate has a Vital Spirit ability which will prevent him from going to sleep. This opens up his item slot for a choice band, which will allow you to maximize your damage. The next thing you're going to need is 4 fighting attack Pokemon. Preferably 4 Gallades will hit really hard. You can make it do with Breloom since most of us already have a 31 attack Adamant Breloom just for catching. Just throw close combat on it and a fighting gem and you should be okay. Gallade with a Life Orb and Sacred Sword is ideal in this situation though. The next one is you're going to need 1 Pokemon with Fling and a Poison Barb, and 3 Pokemon that are fighting type who hit really hard. Again, you can use Gallade, you can use Breloom, we used Mienshao, and I brought Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee with Reckless and High Jump Kick can hit really hard. You could bring a Flying Gem, or if you want to make sure you're accurate, bring a Wide Lens. Mienshao with Close Combat and a Fighting Gem can work, or High Jump Kick on Mienshao as well. The really important thing here is to hit as hard as you can, and you absolutely have to fling that Poison Barb. This is going to poison them, which we're not really concerned about the poison damage. However, our next Pokemon that we're going to bring is all 4 are going to have a Chandelure with Hex and Choice Specs. Hex doubles damage if the opponent has a status ailment. So now that it's poisoned, Hex's power will go from 65 to 130. And with Choice Specs on a 31 attack Chandelure with plus attack nature, this will definitely hit the damage cap. So the next Pokemon you're going to want is another Tailwind Prankster Pokemon like Murkrow. You're also going to want 3 Medichams. However, there is a small difference between them here. You need to make sure that one is slightly faster than the other. You can definitely make do with a Gallade or any other fighting type here as long as they're faster than the Medicham. You'll see how this comes together in the run. Because Darkrai flips special and physical stats at 25%, you're going to want to make sure one of your Pokemon here, your fighting types, who's faster, is hitting with a physical attack to knock it below 25%, and then you want 2 Medichams with Psychic and a Psychic Gem who can hit right afterwards. If you bring another Pokemon with Psychic Gem here, that should probably work as long as you're using a Psychic Gem or something to ensure that it hits really hard. Medichams is a really nice one to have because if something goes wrong, you still have that option to go physical, but it works perfect when the stat flip happens because of its access to moves like Psychic and Stab being a bonus on top of that. The final Pokemon that everyone's going to want to bring is a Hydreigon. You'll want to coordinate here as well so that one is 1 stat point faster than the others. The other ones can just lower their speed EV a little bit so that they're slower. The fastest one is going to want Crunch. That's because, again, the super effective and not very effective have been flipped, and the special and physical have been flipped. So Hydreigon will be hitting with a dark move at super effective, and its physical and special stats have been flipped, so Crunch is now considered a special move. Hydreigon will hit it very hard, and then the 3 slower ones will follow up with Assurance. We ran this and it ran completely smoothly, and I'll show you that run right here. I haven't optimized this as far as gems and items go to see if maybe you can get by without gems. For now, I just recommend doing a fighting gem on your attackers, a psychic gem on your Medicham, and a dark gem on your Hydreigon. I might try it out to see if we can make do without gems, just to save some money, but for now, just while we're being safe, I'd say that this is the right call to make. Alright, so we start the battle with one Cottony using a Chesto Berry so that the AoE sleep doesn't hit it, while the other 3 Primates have Vital Spirit so they're immune to sleep. Then they can use their Choice Band to maximize their damage. The Whimsicott is going to use Tailwind to boost our speed, and the Primates are all just going to close combat. The defense drop doesn't matter, they're all going to get knocked out no matter what here, so we're just going to hit as much damage as we can. Going into turn 2, we're just bringing out 4 hard physical attackers with fighting moves. We're using Gallade and Breloom here. Gallade is strong enough that just with a Life Orb you can hit for max damage with Sacred Sword. Make sure you have that Sharpness ability on it as well, whereas Breloom you'll want a Fighting Gem on. The nice thing about using Gallade here is since you're hitting the damage cap with just a Life Orb, it frees up the Fighting Gem for one of your other Pokemon. Coming into turn 2, we have 3 more physical attackers just there to hit the damage cap. In addition with our Tyranitar, who is our Fling user, launching the Poison Barb at Darkrai. Getting that poison off on Darkrai is absolutely vital for our next turn when we're going to be using Hex. So now that we're below 50% on Darkrai, the typings have flipped. He's Dark type, so usually Ghost wouldn't hit him hard. However, due to the mechanics of this battle, the typing flips halfway through. So now Ghost is actually super effective against him. Hex against a status ailment Pokemon is 130 base power. So a modest 31 special attack and EV trained Chandelure will definitely hit the damage cap here, especially since we're all using choice specs. Coming into turn 5, our Tailwind is now gone, so we have one more Murkrow who's going to be using Tailwind, while the other 3 of us are going to be hitting with Psychic on Medicham, while the Gallade is actually going to be hitting with a physical attack first to drop Darkrai down below 25%. Once Darkrai drops below 25%, the physical and special typing flips on all the moves. So our Gallade hits with a physical attack to drop Darkrai below 25%, then the special physicals flip, so we have our Medichams to use Psychic with a Psychic Gem. And on the final turn, turn 6, we have one of our Hydreigons a little bit faster than the others, and it's going to crunch while all the others just hit with Assurance. This easily KOs him, making for a super smooth and easy run. The reward for this is 10 Dream Essence, which allow you to change the IV of your summonable Darkrai by 1 per Dream Essence. So you get a total of 10 IV changes off of this. You can also sell them. Currently, it's going for 48k each, so you can make about 480,000 off of this fight at current rates. I'm sure this will change a lot throughout the course of this event, and maybe afterwards, especially if you can't get them anymore after. You can do this fight once every 5 hours, and you can check it in your instance info to see when the time is up. So I hope that helps you out. If you use this strategy, let me know how it works for you in the comments below. If this video helped you out also, leave it a like and consider subscribing for more strategies just like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one.